Hi, welcome back to Susan's Kitchen Corner. On this episode, we're going to make chocolate chip muffins, and here's what we need. We need a mixing bowl, 2 eggs, your utility size baking soda, but you don't need one this big. This is just one I have. Chocolate chips, brown sugar, and it can be light or golden brown, doesn't matter, or dark, or natural, or organic. Baking powder, nutmeg, cinnamon, Hershey's cocoa powder, 2 bananas. And the bananas, you can either have, if they're really dark, the darker, see this one has a lot of dark spots on it, where this one's like pretty well nothing. This one has more sugar, so I don't have any bananas that are going off, and that means they're completely almost black. So this would all be looking like it'd be like non-edible. And what you want to do is you want to look at it and make sure there's no mold on it or anything, because then that's far, you don't want to eat that. That's a bad banana. But if it's black, if the skin's black, that means everything inside is sugar. And when you do when you use a banana like that, then the muffins turn out a lot better. And then you're also going to need a muffin pan, and you want to take your cooking spray. And I've already sprayed this, so spray it about that far away. But this is already sprayed, so I don't need to do that. Don't forget your handy dandy whisk. And let's get smashing. Okay. Oh yeah, let's not forget, almost forgot. 9 ounces of flour. So that is about, you get your handy dandy measuring cup. But I'm gonna, 9 ounces is, let me make sure this is on. Just dump it right in there. So 11 ounces. There we go. Okay, so 9 ounces is about 2 cups of flour. Now, take in consideration that every time you get bananas, see how this one's a lot smaller and this one's a lot bigger. And the flour is going to vary, because when you mash this up, it's going to make the whole batter either really wet, or if it's smaller, it'll be less wet. So you have to kind of adjust to that. So let's put that in. Actually, let's get another mixing bowl. Actually, we need 2 mixing bowls. Oh, there it is. I've got a baby one. So, and the reason we want to mess up more dishes here is because we want to mix in the teaspoon of baking soda and the teaspoon of baking powder. And then what we're going to add to that, we're going to add a teaspoon of Hershey's chocolate cocoa powder. And we're going to add some nutmeg. Now we're going to add a half a teaspoon. So just stick it halfway in. And again, just stick it in, and wherever it stops, it stops. As long as it's not stopped all the way across. And as long as if it's heaped up like that, that's fine. And then we're going to put in a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Same thing. Just shove it in there. And now see, I got a lot of it, but that's okay because I like cinnamon. So use your judgment. Okay, so we're going to mix this in. Now we're going to get brown flour. And make sure to splash it out of the bowl. That's part of cooking. Okay, now back to these eggs. Okay, so let's break them. So you take the egg on the side, lightly hit it, create a crack. And then, you know how you have these little jewelry, fancy jewelry boxes, and you want they're hinged at the back here? Just like that. It comes out. Just act like it's hinged. It has a hinge on it. Make a split. Right there. Oh, I want to see the pretty jewelry inside. Now, some people have a problem with the egg yolk hitting their fingers. I don't, so it's like that's part of cooking, is getting your fingers into things and messing them up, especially when you're making bread. Okay, so we're gonna whisk those. Okay, that was easy. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get oil. We're gonna get 2 ounces of oil, and what I'm gonna do here is, if you don't have a scale, I am actually going to turn this off so I can reset it. I'm gonna actually do it so you know what 2 ounces with a tablespoon is gonna be. So this is 2 ounces for a tablespoon. If you have a tablespoon, this is how many ounces, tablespoons it takes to get 2 ounces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay, so about 6.5 tablespoons is. So this is what 6.5 tablespoons look like right here. So 6.5 tablespoons of olive oil. Now, if you don't want to use olive oil, you don't have to. You can use vegetable oil. I like using olive oil in all my baking because it's the only oil your body can digest, and good high quality olive oil is good. If you can't afford, get what, usually the ballpark is, if it's, I'm not sure if this is a fact, but this is what I've heard, and I might be wrong, but usually when it's under $13 or over $13, that's a good range. And look for a darkened bottle like this. When it's in a darkened bottle, it's good quality. And sometimes they're really reasonable. Okay, so pour that in. And another tip, trick to do, always put the olive oil in your container first. So if you're going to do 6.5 tablespoons into a glass container, then what you do is you bring it back over here, because we're going to need 2.5 tablespoons of 2.5 ounces of brown sugar. So what we're going to do is we're going to not even clean this out, put it right back onto the scale. Let me get my little scoop here, and what we're going to do is we're going to count it out again to 2.5 ounces. Actually, let me use my, clean that out. And what happens is there's still a bit of olive oil there. And what happens is the brown sugar will soak that up, so you're not wasting any of the olive oil. So that's 1 tablespoon. 2. Make sure I get a full tablespoon here. 3. 4. 5. 6. So it's about 6.5 for each. So 6.5 tablespoons of brown sugar, the 6.5 tablespoons of oil. So if that's in case you don't have a scale like I do. And then see, when you take your little spoon or your little tablespoon or whatever you're going to use, you push it down into the oil and you get a ball of oil, and you're not wasting any of your good olive oil, because everything is good to use up. Okay, so let's mix that together. This is the fun part, because this is just really super easy. And this is what it looks like all combined together. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add our flour. Oh, hey! Yeah, see, this is me. We're going to add our bananas. I'm going bananas. Okay, just stick them in there. That smells really good. Bananas going off are just awesome because they smell so good. But this one is a sad banana because it's not ripe enough. So it smells like a banana, but it's not smelling like a good banana should smell. Okay, so we're gonna put that over there in the measuring cup. And we're gonna get a handy dandy something. Oh yeah, here it is. Let's see, which one do I want to use? Let's use the mashed potato. Okay. Mashed potato masher. This is the best thing. Just get in there. Now notice I'm not using my electric blender this time. So just get in there and mash those bananas up into little plugs, because I have a mashed potato masher that makes it into little they look like pills or something. Okay, so mash it all the way up. It doesn't have to be puree. This can be very chunky. So that about does it. And if there's any big chunks in there, it's just gonna be good. And when you bite in, then you'll really taste the banana. And oh, I'm doing okay on time. Put that in there. Okay. So now we go for the flour, and we're not going to pour all the flour in there at once. So what I'm going to do is, since we're getting a little close to time that's going to kill, it's going to be dangerous for me. I'm going to stop right here, and I'll be right back.